Kingdom is a popular manga series created by Yasuhisa Hara, a historical war fiction set during the Warring States period of ancient China, following the story of a boy named Shin as he rises through the ranks all the way to becoming the greatest general under the heavens. Today, we take a deeper look into what exactly makes General Ousen and General Kyoukai so great, and try to find out who would have the edge if they were to battle it out army against army. To begin with, Kyoukai. Her three greatest strengths are her quite frankly inhuman sword skills, her natural gift for strategy, and a leadership style that involves leading a charge from the front, similar to Kyo of the past 6 great generals of Qin, a style that has proven to optimize her soldiers' morale. It should go without saying, her martial prowess makes it pretty obvious that Ousen should avoid a direct confrontation. Nothing more to say about that. At this point in the story, Kyoukai has accumulated a lot of experience, having now fought in many crucial wars: Baiyo, Tokyo Hills, Western Shao, and now even coming up with the grand strategy for how to conquer the entire state of Han. This alone could tell us with recency bias that she might be better off being Qin's military symbol than Ousen, who just suffered an embarrassing defeat to Shao. In terms of combat experience specifically, she was able to put up a decent fight against Hoken multiple times, reinforcing further that she shouldn't struggle with any general that Ousen tries to put up against her. But her true abilities on the tactical level have yet to be made concrete, which is where Ousen may very well thrive. Although, despite her tactics lacking in comparison to Ousen, her uncanny similarities with Great General Kyo's style shows that great success and victory is very much possible with a heavy focus on a lightning fast and relentless offense-based approach. Let's not get it twisted. She isn't Mobu, who might fall into Ousen's laid out traps. She would be closer to Renpa, sniffing out possible traps and using her might to place constant pressure on Ousen's headquarters. Just a side note for giggles, since Kyoukai is a master assassin, she could put on a Rinko cosplay and assassinate Ousen's officers, taking any one of Ako, Mako, Denrimi, Soyo, or Shiryo off the board on the first day of battle. Now onto Ousen. His 3 greatest strengths by far are possessing a mind for strategy rivaling that of Hakuki of the past 6 great generals of Qin, somehow inspiring such an insane level of loyalty from his soldiers despite them being expendable in his eyes and having quite a wide array of skills at an above average baseline. For instance, Ousen has been shown to be very knowledgeable when it comes to both glaive and spear technique, as seen in Ohon mastering the technique his father passed down to him. Though he does not prefer it, Ousen does not shy away if forced to take up the glaive in close quarters combat. Despite this, once again Ousen should avoid direct confrontation with Kyoukai. An above average level of martial might will not be close to enough to best her in short range warfare. In terms of experience, Ousen has a beat in this category perhaps by a landslide, with the accolades to back it up, having outsmarted General Kyoen during Sanyo, besting Great General Ordo during the coalition invasion, and even defeating Great General Raboku of Shao's 3 Great Heavens during Western Shao. Thus, this battle is going to be tough, and that is an understatement. If things were to come to a situation where there is no room for sneaky tactics or head-on battles, Kyoukai might be done for. She can only hope to get close through her sheer prodigious abilities alone, which I think might be enough, seeing as she has risen up to the rank of general, and deservingly at that. One does not reach general with pure luck. She isn't far from beating someone like Ousen. In terms of combat experience, despite having an affinity for long-range warfare, this has not ever had Ousen at a disadvantage until his most recent battle with Shibisho in Hango. Bar that battle, we all know he possesses a strategic mind that discards needless emotions and at all times focuses on the most optimal strategy, and clearly it has always served him well. That is, like I said before, until recently. Regardless of what genius strategy he has up his sleeve, no matter how perfectly Ousen can manipulate terrain or attention, the reason he lost to Shibisho and Hango might be the same reason that threatens defeat against the likes of Kyoukai. So it is only right that we talk about Kyoukai and Ousen's greatest weaknesses. For Kyoukai, she would want to avoid a long drawn out battle with Ousen if her victory is reliant on maintaining high morale and gaining progress off her martial prowess prowess, a shorter battle would serve her better, as we know her short stamina has always been a terrible weakness. If we were to paint the scenario in which Kyoukai wins against Ousen, it would involve her saving herself for the elite soldiers at Ousen's headquarters, while sending off Kyurei to hunt down enemy generals, so that if Kyoukai needs the help on either front of the battle, she won't have to risk wasting precious energy on an enemy general, and instead focus on fodder. If not this, it is very difficult for Kyoukai to win. She does not possess any talented named commanders besides Kyurei, but this is similar to Mobi and to our knowledge Kyo, so victory isn't impossible. It's just that the win conditions are heavily reliant on her individual ability, not fantastic news. For Ousen, he would want to avoid having to fight Kyoukai in a direct band-for-band battle, meaning Kyoukai and Kyurei hunting down his officers one by one would not be ideal. A good situation would be at least 2 of his generals facing off in battle against either of them, to keep them fighting at an advantage, because these 2 women are way too talented for a one-on-one. If Renko was able to break through Great General Oki's defense straight into confronting Oki himself, it isn't crazy to say that with her abilities, Kyoukai or Kyurei would be able to do the exact same to Ousen, except this time, Ousen is nowhere near as talented martially as Oki, and that could spell defeat for him. Therefore, his win conditions are to try as much as possible to avoid direct confrontation and a head-on battle, to perhaps use terrain to keep retreating and create favorable scenarios, or even sending 3 officers to hunt down Kyurei and take her off the board, which would immediately make it that much more difficult for Kyoukai to win. In terms of how terrain and environment would affect the battle, it is pretty simple. A battle in the mountains would give Ousen the advantage, and a battle on the plains would give Kyoukai the advantage. This isn't to say that either wouldn't be able to adjust, since they are both absolute geniuses, but with such little room for error, terrain could mean everything. With his more than proficient fortress building skills, that is already an unmatched advantage for Ousen to possess over his opponents. And not only that, he has already gained invaluable experience battling in the mountains against Renpa, Kyoen, and Order. For Kyoukai, an open field battle with no other prodigies like Shin, Ohon, or Moten to help out means her hardest opponent would be Shiryo. There is no way in any universe Denrimi matches Kyokai's natural talent for strategy, and Ako, Mako, or Soho are able to do anything to the woman that cut off Hoken's fingers. They are getting folded, simple as that. So terrain and environment are everything. Ultimately, as much as I want to say Kyoukai would win, I would have to go with Ousen getting this one. Extremely high difficulty. I mean, he has Ako, Mako, Denrimi, Soho, and Shiryo to Kyokai's 1 Kyurei. That is already really hard to overcome, but for the sake of the debate, let's say that they get defeated and taken off the board one by Kyurei, which I don't think is impossible. Or maybe Kyoukai takes them down. I do believe that Kyoukai could do what Rinko did to Oki and break down Ousen's defense like butter and win that way. But again, this would be extremely high difficulty, if ever. Anyway, if on the plains, it could go either way. But again, if Kyoukai does win, it's her last and greatest. She would not be in the condition to fight again for a while. This would be a Hoken level feat. If not on the plains, Ousen wins. Did you enjoy this video? Check out my other videos. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated on my latest videos. I appreciate you guys.